Hi there, you are tuned into Beauty and Braids, the podcast where I, Karyne, has conversations about all things relevant to personal growth and development. Just a heads up, I'm unfiltered. You're welcome. Hi, how are you doing? It is the first week in January. Is it the first week or is it the second week? Something like that. But this episode is the rude awakening. Okay? And I'm going to say why. Okay, because I think there's a lot of people that's going to have a rude awakening, okay? Moving forward 2021, okay? And the years to come. Because I think everybody has this notion of you have to be polite. You have to say yes all the time if people ask and everything like that. And I mean, of course, be nice, be polite, be kind. But there's limits, okay? Okay, especially in COVID, especially in this pandemic. Now, I'm going to just tell you what happened and you tell me. Or, send me a note, comment, things like that. Now, I feel, okay, this morning, okay, no, let me just kind of lay this out for you. All right. So there is a difference between asking someone and politely demanding something. Because asking someone, you are, opening yourself to having a yes answer or a no answer. Like, you don't know which way the roll will fall, the dice will fall, right? So that's asking. Like, you expect an answer, but you just don't know what the answer is, right? That's why you ask. From what I'm putting together, because this is something new for me, is a polite demand. Polite demand comes from a person who's entitled, who feels as if they ask you something and it must be done. Like, you cannot turn them down because they came to you and they asked you. And like, why don't you just, you're not what you're doing is less important than what I'm doing, and I need you to do it for me, right? So that's like politely demanding something. That's something a boss would do, or something like that. Somebody who's over you or something, or I don't know. I'm not going to use the word because I think it was heavily used all through 2020, and the word is narcissist. And I'm just like, oh my God, we learned a new word. I see it, America. But no, seriously, like politely demanding, where people think that they're asking you, or they make it look like they're asking you, but they really want you to comply with them. They want you to, yes, the answer is always going to be yes with someone who politely demands. And the answer can be no when someone actually asks. So, okay, now I set you up for when I'm going to open it. That's the opening. And now here it is. So this morning, okay, so I go out, and of course this is pre-recorded. I'm not going to, publish it until maybe tomorrow. So I'm going outside. It's early in the morning. It's about 7:00 in the morning. I'm on the bridge, I'm running on the bridge, power walking on the bridge, because, I'm still not trying to overdo my ankle. And now I get to the part where I'm always jumping rope. So now I have my rope out, and I'm starting to, I'm about to start jumping rope. Like, it's already cold outside. It's COVID. So I'm trying to make sure I'm in a place where there's nobody else around me. So I'm in my little corner. Now here comes somebody from around the corner, out of nowhere, is walking, and I'm looking for the side of my eye because I still have to be aware of my surroundings. Now this person is walking towards me, and I'm like, I'm like, you know what, maybe the person is not walking towards me, maybe the person is just walking to get closer to the bridge, the view behind me that captures the Manhattan Bridge. So even though there's a view the other way, but I'm like, out of all places, this person is walking towards me. Okay. Well, in my area, even that kind of like was like, yo, like, you find any other place, but you're gonna walk towards my area to take a photo or whatever. So now has his phone in his hand, and I'm like, I'm like getting ready to like start turning the rope, right? And he's looking at me like, he's coming to me. Now he's really coming to me. So I'm like, okay, see, my intuition was right. This person was coming to me, and I was not about it. This is not the year for me to be all happy-go-lucky. Oh, I'm taking pictures. No, this is about boundaries. Okay? Like, respect the boundary. If I wasn't doing anything, I could understand someone comes up to me and say, hey, if I'm, in my phone, if I'm, taking photos too, and I'm in that mindset, of course, like, if you see me with my phone in my hand and doing all of this stuff, then I could see why you would come up to me and be like, hey, do you mind taking a picture of me? And I'll be like, oh, maybe I'll be like, okay. But I'm nowhere around nobody. I have my headphones on. I am in the mode. I'm in my workout mode. I have my rope in both of my hands, and I'm ready to jump. Does it look like I want to take a photo of somebody when I'm trying to get my jump on? You know what I'm saying? And I'm just kind of like, first of all, rude. Okay, like, take your photos somewhere else. You can take a selfie or invest in a selfie stick. People take pictures of themselves all the time. I do it. Like, what are we doing? Again, it's COVID era. What is happening? So, okay, I'm sorry. I kind of felt like I was ranting for that. But anyways, let me not blow your head off, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't know how loud this is coming off on you. But so I looked at him like he's handing me the phone like I said yes. Like, I'm like, oh no, mister. I looked at him, shook my head no, and I turned and I started jumping rope. Okay, like, for some people, you might be like, oh man, that was rude. But no, what is rude is coming up to somebody you don't know and disregarding what they're doing only to benefit yourself. Like, you whatever you're doing is important. First of all, taking a selfie on the bridge is not important. Me coming out 7:00 in the morning with my jump rope to work out, that's important for me. Taking photos is okay. And it was a cloudy day. Like, what are you taking pictures of? Like, you can turn around and take a picture. And he stood there the whole time, I guess with disbelief. I didn't even look at him after that. I just was like, let me get this work on, So I'm trying to jump. Basically, this is like, all week, I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to get back out and work out and jump rope. Like, I'm so excited to jump rope. And that was my focus. That was me pushing myself to get out of bed, go all the way to the Brooklyn Bridge, get up all the way to where I'm towards Manhattan, closer to Manhattan side, and I'm with my rope, and that's when I'm in my zone. So yeah, moving forward, please understand that there's boundaries that are set, and you have to read the room. You will get a rude awakening where it's like, no, not everybody is going to be taking pictures of you. Not everybody's going to say yes. Not everybody is going to say no. But respect the answer after it's being told. That's the bigger thing. That's the big point in this topic, this conversation, is it's understanding the boundary that is now set. Move on. Don't let it marinate. Don't try to figure it out, because again, it's not the person, it's me. I chose to say no because that's not where I was. If I was in a different mindset, I know a couple of times I have taken photos of, for people, because I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't about to do anything. I was just taking pictures of myself. I had my phone in my hand and I was like, enjoying the scenery on the bridge. If that's where I was, then I probably would have been like, oh, okay, no problem. But not today. Not today. Read the room. Understand who you're approaching and when you're approaching them. If you see somebody focused and doing what they're doing, and it's not, and again, it's not a COVID time where you have to be 6 feet apart, not touching people's phones and stuff like that, then of course, and then it's cold. But again, respect when the answer is no. If you are genuinely asking a question, if you ask a question and a person says no, respect it. That's one of the real big things. Like, I think a lot of people, sometimes I've done it too in the past, so I have to actually reflect on the things I've done where I've asked somebody something and I was so hopeful, or I was so sure that this person would have said yes, and they didn't. They said no, and that was a blow to my ego, right? It was a blow to my ego, and I was like, and then it comes to realization, like, people can say no, and it taught me I can say no. I can say no. Like, I don't have to do something because somebody expects me to, or because they think they know me, so they send me messages like, hey, can you follow this and do that and follow who? Like, what? That's not how I operate. I don't know if that's how social media operates, but sending people that you don't even check in to say hi or how you're doing, but yet you want them to go follow a page or support a product and all this extra stuff, yet you have not even checked in on the person's well-being, is a no for me. Like, I will probably look at the message and be like, what? Well, in the past, I probably will look at the message and be like, now I'll probably be like, no. Like, I'm just going to probably communicate it in 2021 that no, like, like, maybe start off with telling the person how high you're doing, and see how the person is doing before you start throwing ads at them. Because the worst thing you can do is be a personal ad to someone, or a personal advertisement. Like, there's also marketers and stuff like that are friends with people, and they're like, hey, they're pushing their business like, yeah, I'm really a good business person, or I can get you followers and stuff like that. And all they're doing is cramming their friends and telling them, hey, like this post, hey, comment here. Like, that is not authentic. And no, like, if I like something, I will look for it. If I don't, I'm not gonna do it. Like, by telling me to do it does not make it authentic, and it doesn't make me want to do it even more. Like, it's just kind of like, get out of here. Like, that's what I'm your friend for, like, to like this or to follow that. Like, especially if the person has not even followed or liked anything that I have been doing, or supported my company or my nonprofit. Like, it's just kind of like, yo, I think people just need, again, this is the Rude Awakening episode, and I just want to say that people will remember. But at the end of the day, it's not about tit for tat. It's more of like, we all have the free will. We all have free will to say yes, to say no, to do what, to not do it, to be with whoever we want. We all have the free will, and that's going to be the rude awakening for everybody this year. If it's not going to be a rude awakening from me, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a rude awakening from a lot of other people in your lives. And if you're listening, I want you to think about it, like, putting yourself first is not selfish. Thinking about yourself is not selfish, because who else will think about you? Who else? If there's people thinking about you, then that's great. And hopefully you're also thinking about those people. But at the very first, the forefront of everything, are you thinking about yourself? And don't allow people to distract you by asking you to go somewhere or do something when your focus is trying to benefit yourself. If you're trying to better yourself, when we're saying benefit, I'm like better yourself. If you're trying to better yourself, and you can easily get distracted, please refrain from doing things and saying yes to certain situations that is going to pull you away from your primary focus or your obligations. So I had to share that, because it was just kind of like I think he looked at me probably in disbelief, like, she said no? Oh my God. I'm like, do you not know where you at? This is Brooklyn. This is New York. And from what I hear, they say we are the rudest people, but I really think that New York is the realest people. And, most, most, but you really know when you got a real one, okay? And it's a lot of people who would just tell you how it is, and the realest person is actually going to tell themselves how it is too. And I try to do that all the time, and also not give people advice or talk about it, because this podcast is about personal development. So when I think about how I answer or show up to these questions, and if I say no, then I have to also be okay with someone telling me no, so that's me growing and being mature and being okay to say, oh, okay, no, well, you know what I'm saying? Well, they say rejection is your protection. So or just kind of learn to grow up. Not everybody is going to do everything for you when you want it to be done. So know the difference between politely demanding and authentically asking. That is your time with me. I will see you next week, because I'm going to be giving out more episodes a week this time. 2021, we're moving forward, and we're actually doubling it up. Okay. Have a good one, everybody. Stay safe, and please pray for America. Okay. Thank you again for listening to Beauty and Braids. I'm your girl Karyne, and this has been another great day. Until next time, you'll hear from me then. In the meantime, please follow me on @HairByKaryne, @ShopBraidAppeal, and @YTC Nonprofit. Get to know me a little bit better. Check them out. Bye.